By rotating the bar 90 degrees and putting only the end of the coil into the magnetic gap so that the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field lines, you can excite the longitudinal modes of the bar.
I'm going to do a sweep from 4 kilohertz to 18 kilohertz. Now these are much weaker peaks, and the reason is because we're only using a small section of the coil, the section on the end of the rod. So we have a very short amount of coil in the magnetic field, which gives us a very weak signal. So I'm going to redo this I'm going to do a 200-second sweep instead of a 20-second sweep to clean up the signal.
So here's our 200-second sweep of the longitudinal mode, and what we find are 3 prominent peaks. The first one is at 5.402 kilohertz, the second one is at 10.816 kilohertz, and the third one is at 16.300 kilohertz. You'll notice that there are some small peaks here, and some of them actually correspond to peaks from other modes, showing that they're not completely suppressed. But based on the sweeps that you do of the other modes, you should be able to tell what modes these peaks are from. So these are the 3 that we're interested in. So based on the interval between them from these frequencies that I gave you, do these peaks correspond as you would expect to the longitudinal mode? By rotating the bar 90 degrees from the original position and raising it up so that only one leg of the side coil is in the magnetic gap, you can excite the flexural mode of the bar.
So let's go ahead and do a quick 20-second sweep. And let's do instead a 200-second sweep and see if we can't clean it up.
So here's the result of our 200-second sweep. We have 5 peaks. The first one is at 261.08 hertz. Second one is at 724.8 hertz. Third one is at 1.418 kilohertz. The fourth one is at 2.331 kilohertz. And the fifth one is at 3.458 kilohertz. And you can see that they are no longer evenly spaced. So they should correspond to the frequencies that you calculate from the formula in the write-up. The last thing we'll do is we'll measure the mass of the bar, 160.72 grams. And we'll also measure the mass of a sample coil. This one is 1.59 grams. In reality, the coils that I actually put on the bars ranged from around 1.6 to 1.65 grams. I measured the mass of the bar itself before I actually added the coils onto it, and it was 155.68 grams.